Hi there, thank you so much for joining me today. This video is my yearly favorites. It's all of my favorite makeup that I've purchased so far this year. Obviously, I have a lot more products that I would consider to be favorites, but I wanted to keep it just to what I have purchased in 2019. So I have like 5 or 6 makeup products and then 5 or 6 non-makeup products, but still fall within the beauty category. And I'm going to start with makeup. The very first one is one that I don't have on me because I used it up, and I'm trying to use up some other eyeliners before I repurchase that one, but it is something I will definitely be buying again, and that is the Marc Jacobs Eyeliner. I purchased the one in Blacker, which is a matte black, but they have a ton of different colors. They even have shimmery versions as well. I liked Blacker, but I think I might purchase the brown one, maybe both the black and the brown one. Maybe I can catch them when they're on sale on either the Marc Jacobs website or the Sephora website. The reason I like it is because it's one of the few eyeliners that will actually stay put in my inner upper lash line. I've used quite a few other eyeliners and nothing seems to just stay put. Everything else seems to kind of transfer to the lower lash line no matter what I do. So even though this one is more expensive and it is in the twist up packaging, which I don't prefer because I think it breaks much more easily, it is still something that I consider a favorite, and I will definitely be buying more soon. My next makeup favorite is the Makeup Revolution Super Size Conceal and Define. So I have purchased Makeup Revolution concealers in the past, but the reason this is my favorite this year is because they recently came out with this super size version, which is just a bigger bottle but for a few dollars more. If you're the type of person who uses a lot of concealer, I use it every day on my under eyes. Some people also use it on their face. Some people use them as foundations. Sometimes the little 0.17 ounce bottles just aren't enough, especially for how much you're paying for it. So not only is this larger, it's 0.45 ounces, which is almost half an ounce, for only $10, but also they have a really good shade range as well. So if you have trouble finding things in your undertone or things that go light enough or deep enough for you, I think that this is a really great place to look if you're trying to find something more affordable. The next one is a cream blush, and it is one of my favorite blush formulas that I've discovered this year. It is the Cream Blushes, the Blush Bombs from Flower Beauty. This is in the shade Pinched. I also have the shade Bubbly, but I don't like it as much as Pinched. This one is a really pretty nudie peachy shade. This is lovely, especially if you do want a really creamy looking type of cheek. I know that's not the best word to describe it, but it just leaves such a really nice natural sheen, very much lit from within, or kind of almost like a wet looking look on your cheeks. It's really nice. I also love wearing this underneath other blushes if I want to take them up a notch. I would say that the Cover FX blush duos that came out this year were also favorites, but I still feel like I prefer this a lot more. I think this one really changed the game because it's not very common for people to love cream blushes, but these kind of took over and everyone loved them. And they also have a really cool shade range, going very light and very deep and having a lot of different color options. I really hope they expand their shades even more. I would love to see more nude with different undertone shades from this. My next favorite is a setting spray from Morphe. It's the Continuous Setting Mist, and I purchased this on the Ulta website when it was on sale for like $11. This mist has been around for a couple years now, and I always heard people saying how much they love the actual mist on it. I do have some on my face already, but I'm gonna do a little bit more just to show you how it works. It is so fine, and as a result, you don't have to use a lot to really cover your whole face and get a very fine, thin layer. And as a result, it also dries really fast too. It's the kind of setting mist that I can put on even if I forget to put it on before my mascara. For a lot of setting sprays that I own, I have to put the spray on before I can put on mascara, because if I put mascara on before putting on setting spray, it'll go to the bottom lash line and it'll smear all over my face. This one, it's such a fine mist that it won't do that. So it's one of the... Oh my god. I think they're done, so we can move on. It also smells nice. It's not super perfumey. It does have a really nice fresh scent. Big fan. My next 2 products that I want to talk about are lipsticks from 2 different brands. The first one is the Urban Decay lipstick in the shade Back Talk. I do like the packaging a lot. It's really pretty metallic, and I do love that it has a snap shut. Very nice, very satisfying. And the shade Back Talk is a really pretty light purpley pink. It definitely has more purple than pink, and I love it. It has a little bit of a cool tonedness to it as well. Very gorgeous color, and I like the formula a lot. It's kind of like a liquid lipstick. if you want something a little less intense, a little less drying. Because it's a matte formula, it's going to stay a little bit longer. It's not going to smear outside of your lip line as easily. I used this on my friend Katie for her wedding day, for her wedding makeup, and it looked so pretty on her. I do like the color and I like the formula. It's matte and long lasting and really pigmented without being drying. And the other two lipsticks are from Anastasia Beverly Hills. These are both from the matte collection. Once again, I like them because, like the Urban Decay one, they're not super drying. They are a little bit more drying than the Urban Decay ones, just keep that in mind. But I love the color payoff and I love how you don't need a lot to really get a really big impact. So these are both gifts. The one in the shade Honey was from my friend Katie, the same one who I used Back Talk for her wedding day. This shade is a really light brownie, very light color, kind of like a nude for me. And the other one is Soft Pink, which was a gift from my future mother-in-law. This one I really like because you don't need a lot of it. It really packs a punch. It's very pigmented, so you can put on a really thin layer, but there's something about this shade of pink on me that's very brightening. It's a very bright shade, very appropriate for the springtime or really any time of year that you want something to kind of wake up your face. I used both of these in tutorials that I did, the 5 tutorials leading up to Thanksgiving. I used both of these lipsticks in a different video, so if you'd like to see them in action, go ahead and check those videos out. Now moving on to non-makeup products. The first one I want to talk about is a brush set. It's from BH Cosmetics, and I don't remember exactly what the name is, but it's like a 10-piece marble set. And if you can see, it has rose gold, what's the word for this? Fennel? It's not fennel, that's not the right word. If you can see, it has a rose gold ferrule and then a marbleized base. These are very heavy, they feel very expensive, they have a nice weight to them, and the bristles are incredibly soft. I prefer brushes that have like a white tip or like have white hairs on them, just because it's easier for me to see what I've already used on it, and it's also easier to see if it's fully clean. So it comes with a bunch of face brushes and a couple eye brushes too. These aren't all of them, I can't find all of them at the moment, but these are so nice. I really do like them, and you can wait until you get like a 20% off coupon on the Ulta website to get these. And I think it's a really great deal for how many brushes you're getting. Sometimes when you get brush sets, there's like a couple that you really like, and then most of them are ones that you don't use as often or you just kind of have if you need them. I think there's only one brush like that that I don't love, and it's this one. This is the number 3. It's just very dense and I think a little bit more difficult to clean, but I can see why someone would want to use something like this, maybe for powder foundation or something where they really want to like pack a lot of pigment down at once. It's not like my most used brush, but it is nice to have. But all the other ones are really nice and ones that I use regularly. This one is especially nice. This is the number 5 brush. It's a little bit more dense at the base, and then the tip is more like a stipple brush. So it's really nice for cream products and other products that you want to not put a lot of pigment down at once. Just very lovely. This giant one back here, this one is a little bit misshaped because I wash it so much and I don't actually take any care to reshape it after it's drying. This is the number 1 brush, and this is huge. It's so soft and thick and fluffy, and it's just perfect for either sitting down a ton of powder at once, or if you like to do a really diffused bronzer look. These are just so nice, little hidden gem at the drugstore, and if you are someone who's trying to get more brushes that are affordable and cruelty-free, I think this is a great place to start. These feel like they're very high quality. My next non-makeup favorite is, I think, the only actual skincare product that I'm going to talk about. It's one of my favorite skincare products I've used all year, and I don't have it anymore because I used it up, and I'm trying to go through some other moisturizers before I buy that one again. I raved about it in my previous How Long Does It Take to Use Up Face Cream video, and that is the e.l.f. Hello Hydration Moisturizer. This is so nice. I raved about it in that video, so I won't go into it too much, but it's very thick and moisturizing without being gloopy or heavy or greasy. You only need a tiny little bit. You spray your face with a spray, mix it together and put all over your face, and it really hydrates you without feeling like too much. Works really well under makeup, but you can also add a little bit more and make it a really nice night cream. Just such a big fan of it. Super affordable. I get a ton of uses out of it because you use so little each time, so it makes it very cost effective as well, and I cannot sing the praises for that product enough. I think it's so lovely. My second to last favorite is this cognac sponge from Ecotools. I think this is the aloe one, but I don't know if there's a real difference between the couple of options that they have available. I hang this in my shower so that it stays nice and dry, but whenever you wet it, it gets really soft. I like to use this if I've been wearing a lot of really heavy makeup and I really want something that's going to help me go in there and make sure that my skin is clean without having to actually scrub at my skin. This doesn't scrub. This is very, very soft. So it's a very slight physical exfoliation without being too much. It's very gentle enough for everyday use. I also love this whenever I have a gel-based or clay-based mask on and I need something to help me get it off. Sometimes just putting water on my face isn't enough to really get it off quickly. So I use something like this once again while it's wet to make sure that I'm getting it off very quickly. I know a lot of brands have sponges like this out there. This is one of the more affordable ones that I've tried. I've also used the one from Julep. That one's really nice too, but it's like double the price. So I really recommend trying this if you're on the market for something like that. And my second to last product is similar to the Cognac sponge in that it is a reusable product and it is a reusable cotton round. I don't exactly remember what the brand name is, but I will have it linked in the description box. I bought these because I had recently used up my like giant 14 pack of cotton rounds that I got from Costco. I use them to remove my eye makeup and I sometimes use them whenever I'm using like a glycolic acid toner or something like that on my skin. I wanted to try a reusable option, but I wanted it to be something that wouldn't stain easily, something that was thick but still being like soft and gentle, and want it to be something that would hold up after washing it regularly because I plan on washing it every time I use it. This one is still wet. I just washed it. If you can see, it has the threading around the edges that keeps it from fraying. Feels like it's very good quality. It also feels thick while still being very soft. I usually wet it with water, wring it out, and then put either a toner on it or some kind of like something that I want to put over my skin. I also use it to remove eye makeup. I have put micellar water on this and used it to remove mascara and eyeliner and eyeshadow, a lot of sparkles, a lot of glitter, and it does remove the makeup while still being very gentle on my eyes. But also I can hand wash it with the Dr. Bronner's bar soap and it will not stain. It'll all come out, which is very nice because I didn't want like really gross looking cotton pads. I don't know why it matters, but it does to me. So I got a pack of like 20 of these. I know you can throw them in the washer to wash them, but I just hand wash them with the Dr. Bronner's bar soap and it works fine for me. So I'm really glad I found these, and I'm really glad I didn't have to try a bunch of different brands to find good quality ones. So those are all of my favorites for the year. I don't really do favorites videos that often, but I did want to kind of do a nice wrap-up version of this just to tell you what has really stood out to me over the course of 2019. I know we're wrapping up the year. I just wanted to say thank you to everyone who constantly supports me and is always so kind to me, giving me a lot of information, helping me out, giving me suggestions, or even just kind of encouraging me along the way. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your year. I hope you get to spend it in whatever way suits you best. Whether you celebrate the holidays or not, I hope you have a good time, and just know that I'm sending my best wishes and all my love your way. In the meantime, that's everything I have. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!